Hello and welcome to LFC Focus. Liverpool beat Hoffenheim by 4-2 tonight and they are finally back in the Champions League. And by all accounts, it was absolutely our best performance of the season so far. I mean, we absolutely blitzed Hoffenheim at times. We were breathtaking to watch going forward. It was huge fun to watch as well, which is brilliant because given how stagnant Liverpool have been at times this season, you know, we've been very turgid going forward. Things just haven't quite come off a lot of the time. To see the team just link up so well, and the passing was almost telepathic at times for some of the goals we scored, was fantastic. And it was wonderful to see that sort of Jurgen Klopp exciting brand of attacking football back at Anfield once more. And I think it just fills us with confidence going forward into the Champions League, because the basic test tonight was to see whether or not Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp could cope with the demands of Champions League football. And they passed pretty much with flying colours. I mean, there is a word to be said about the defence, so I will eventually come on to that later because it was not the best defending in the world, I think it's safe to say. But first things first, you've got to talk about the attack, and I'm going to go through it goal by goal because they were all absolutely amazing. I mean, the first one, Sadio Mane makes a brilliant run and he just proves how important he is to this Liverpool team and how great his football brain is as well, because he's basically 5 seconds ahead time-wise of anyone else on the pitch, because he gets that ball and all the Hoffenheim players are thinking, oh, he might go outside, try and fashion a chance for himself. But he cuts inside, takes the entire Hoffenheim defence with him, and that is a sign of how good Sadio Mane is, because they didn't just like double up on him or triple up on him, they quadruple marked Sadio Mane, which is testament to just how fantastic a footballer he is and just how much I think he terrified Hoffenheim in the build-up to this game. But they all go chasing after him because I think partially as Liverpool's left winger, once he cuts inside, they think, okay, the left wing's fine, no threat down there. Sadio Mane knows that Emre Can's going to be making that run. He doesn't even need to look. He plays the back heel pass perfectly into the path of Emre Can. And yes, it is a deflection. There is a tiny bit of luck in there, but I think Liverpool deserve it because, I mean, Baumann, the goalkeeper for Hoffenheim, was absolutely fantastic today. He made some very good saves from a lot of decent Liverpool chances, so it's only fair, I think, that we got a little bit of luck with the odd deflection. But we did what I said we needed to do in the pre-match build-up. We needed that first goal early to calm our nerves, get us playing as well as we know we possibly can, and to kind of tell Hoffenheim to just chill out, know their place and not try and actually go for the win in this game. So we got that first goal straight away, and I mean, from there on in, or at least for about 15 minutes after that, we were simply electric. I mean, the amount of chances we created, the quality of chances, and just the way we played as well was fantastic to see. The second goal, I mean, on BT Sport they were saying Mo Salah gets a bit lucky with that, but I don't buy that at all, because we've seen Mo Salah do that countless times, whether it's for Roma last season or for Liverpool in pre-season or even in the competitive match against Watford. He is always in the right place at the right time when a shot doesn't quite go in. He knows those positions to be in. He's always first to the ball as well, because you see when Wijnaldum makes a shot, the Hoffenheim centre-back basically abandons his marker. He abandons Mo Salah. Mo Salah is waiting, takes those couple of steps, and by the time the ball rebounds off the post, it is right by his feet. He's in space, he's not marked, and he's got an open goal. So Mo Salah once again showing why he's so important to this Liverpool side. He is a finisher, he is clinical, and he does get goals, especially at important times. And then the third goal, I mean, was just a thing of beauty. I talked earlier about how the passing was almost telepathic. This is what I'm talking about here. One-touch passes across the length of the pitch as well. Once again, Sadio Mane doing that, being set free down the left wing, cutting inside, creating space. And this is what Roberto Firmino gives us as well, because once again, the Hoffenheim defenders, they make the same mistake again. They think, okay, Sadio Mane's cutting inside, the left wing's fine, no one's there. But Firmino in that false nine role, I've mentioned how good he is because of the way that you just never know where he's going to be. He is suddenly bombing down that left wing, crosses with his weak foot as well into Emre Can. Mo Salah, not many people notice, also draws the entire Hoffenheim defence towards him, which creates a space for Emre Can to also finish on his weak foot. First time Emre Can scored 2 goals in a competitive match as well, and Liverpool were just flying by that point. I mean, this is what I mean about us just playing electric, beautiful football, fantastic to watch, actually really enjoyable to watch as well. Football that makes you smile and makes you laugh and makes you actually like watching the game, rather than just feel terrified that we're going to lose at any point. But fantastic from us, and it's probably the best football that Liverpool have played, or up there with the best football that we've played under Jurgen Klopp. And it does therefore fill you with promise going into the Champions League season, thinking if this is how we're going to play on European nights at Anfield, then bring it on. Bring on any team that the Champions League has got to throw at us, because if we can play like that, then we will simply blow them away. I mean, something has to be said for how Hoffenheim did play in that first 20 minutes. They were very naive. They played a high line. They were warned early on when Sadio Mane broke through and didn't actually finish off his chance. That should have been the catalyst for them to drop back and defend a little bit more, but they simply didn't go with it. They wanted to try and push up the pitch and get their goals and win the tie overall. They didn't learn their lesson, and Liverpool punished them to the tune of 3-0 because of that. So Hoffenheim weren't necessarily good. They did leave us a lot of space, but all credit I think does have to go to Liverpool, because it was down to us to use that space effectively, and we did. We really did. And the fourth goal was good as well. I mean, credit to Jordan Henderson, because he performed very well in this game. He is one of many players at Liverpool, especially in the midfielders, who has underwhelmed at the start of the season and hasn't really shown any of the form that we've seen from them in the past when they've played to the best of their ability at Liverpool. But he was very good in that game. I mean, he was given a fairly big task, because obviously Liverpool were looking to bomb forward and get as many goals as possible. So Henderson was basically tasked with hanging back and dealing with any of the attacks that Hoffenheim threw at us. And given that both of the other midfielders players, Emre Can and Jorginho Wijnaldum, were bombing forward and basically throwing caution to the wind and not caring at all about their defensive duties, it was a big job for Jordan Henderson tonight, and he dealt with it really well. I mean, Hoffenheim did get their chances. They obviously did get their 2 goals, which I will come on to later. But by and large, Jordan Henderson did a decent job. And it was nice to see him pressing and looking to get forward as well. Because since he has started playing that number 6 role, we haven't seen much of that from Jordan Henderson. So it was nice to be reminded that that is something he still has in his game. And then good to see him lay it off for Roberto Firmino as well. I mean, some people say it's unselfish. I think it's partially down to the fact that Jordan Henderson maybe... we don't really trust him in a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. When he started charging through, I was thinking, okay, this is a big chance, but it is Jordan Henderson, so are we going to finish it? Potentially not. But he passes to Roberto Firmino. Great from Firmino as well, because he didn't necessarily actually have an open goal. Baumann, our seasonal pest of the night, he played very well, as I said. He got back into a decent position, so it wasn't very easy for Roberto Firmino to actually finish, but he slotted it right into the corner of the near post, like a striker should, like a number 9 should. He's looking more and more like Liverpool's proper number 9 every single game now. And then the celebration was an interesting one. I mean, it's divided opinions. Some people think it was funny, some people think it was plain weird. I must say I was a little bit concerned after he scored when he started undoing the little tie-up knot on his shorts, wondering where exactly he was going with that. But I mean, you know, fair play to him. I personally found it quite funny, and I mean, you don't often get someone who's got such an interesting personality and is also very good at football, so fair play to Roberto Firmino. I do absolutely love him as a Liverpool player, and I do hope that he stays here for many years to come, because he only looks at the moment like he is getting better and better every season. And of course, something does need to be said about the defending, because to concede 3 goals over 2 legs against a team like Hoffenheim is not necessarily ideal, and both of the goals tonight were the fault of, I think, Mr. Dejan Lovren, because the first one, he tries to play it out from the back. Some people blame Moreno, said he was out of position, but Moreno is not in a situation there where he should be expecting to deal with an attack, because Lovren is in a safe position. He just needs to hoof it long, clear it, or at least play a sensible pass. But no, he tries some weird play out from the back thing. He gives the ball away and Hoffenheim get a goal. And then the second one, he simply doesn't challenge in the air properly. He isn't marking his man properly, and Hoffenheim get a second goal. And I mean, it is a big issue for me, even though Liverpool did eventually win on the night and they won fairly comfortably in the end. To concede 2 goals by the fault of the same player is just simply not good enough. I mean, these aren't simple mistakes. They're not little niggles that in the grand scheme of things you can ignore. They're both big mistakes that lead to goals. And Dejan Lovren is very much prone to this. And for a player who should be playing for Liverpool Football Club, a team that want to be challenging at the top level on all 4 fronts, for all 4 trophies that are available to them, that's simply not good enough. And I mean, I would actually like to see Ranjar Klavan play at the weekend against Arsenal, because while he hasn't played that much so far this season and in pre-season, and he hasn't played alongside Joel Matip much, he was much better than Lovren probably would have been against Crystal Palace. He played very well. Matip played much better as a result. I think he actually plays better when he's got Ranjar Klavan alongside him, so I'd actually quite like to see Ranjar Klavan play against Arsenal at the weekend. I think Klopp will probably stick with Dejan Lovren though, because that seems to be his decision. He seems to prefer Dejan Lovren and maybe just wants Dejan Lovren to improve his overall game. In the grand scheme of things, I think we still need a new centre-back. I think we do need Van Dijk, even though it will be tough to get him. If not, just someone in the Van Dijk mould. I mean, we need someone who's comfortable on the ball, happy dealing with physical aerial battles as well, and capable of actually playing out the back. And Van Dijk fits that mould perfectly, but I'm sure there are other defenders out there like that, and even if they aren't of Van Dijk's quality, they will suit Liverpool, because we need someone like that who is simply comfortable on the ball and actually calms nerves around them, because the problem with Dejan Lovren is he contributes to nerves around him, and he makes players like Joel Matip play more nervously and just generally play worse and not look as comfortable on the ball as they would with maybe a Virgil van Dijk to their side. So still issues exist defensively at Liverpool at the moment, and they did slightly put a dampener on the tie, but I mean, that's not what tonight's about. Tonight is about Liverpool playing absolutely brilliantly, absolutely ruining Hoffenheim despite the fact that they did get a couple of goals, and finally getting back to Champions League football. It's a huge step for the club going forward. I mean, this did look like a potential banana skin. Obviously, with the amount of work we put in last season, getting 4th place, it would have been crushing to have fallen at this final hurdle before the group stage. But we've overcome this challenge. We're into the Champions League. And given how well we performed tonight, it does feel like anything is possible. And of course, the draw for the group stage is tomorrow. So it'll be very exciting to find out pretty much straight away who Liverpool will be facing. I mean, there are some people out there who are like, oh, we want Real Madrid, we want Barcelona, we want big European nights at Anfield. But no, not for me. Not for me. Save that to the semi-finals when things actually get intense. For now, I'd prefer just CSK Moscow, Apoel Nicosia and Basel, or Maribor, or something like that. I just want an easy group stage, because at the end of the day, Champions League football is Champions League football. I mean, Hoffenheim are one of the worst teams that I think we will encounter when we're playing in the Champions League, but they're not like the Burnley of Germany. They are still a very good side. So whether Liverpool are playing Real Madrid or someone like CSK Moscow, they will still be playing a very good side, and they should hopefully perform to their best of the best of their ability because of that. So looking forward to the group stage tomorrow. Fingers crossed we don't get a group of death after the amount of work we've put through to get to this stage. So that is all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back very shortly with all the build-up content for the game against Arsenal on Sunday. Hopefully we can get another win, crush Arsenal and continue their woes and continue this upward curve that we're currently on form-wise. But until then, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, why not give it a like? If you're new around here as well, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the other videos that have been out on the channel in the past few days. Apart from that, follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now.